What up, world? This is Rich Latta here, and welcome to the Sauce Shop. Today we're going to be talking about something near and dear to my heart, the art of sampling. If you're looking to improve your sample ear, this is the right video for you. So without further ado, I got 7 things that are going to help you take your sample game to a new level. Let's get to it. So off rip, first off, you're going to want to make sure you're reading the credits. It's a little bit harder in the digital age to try to do this, but some streaming services like Tidal, for example, actually are really good about that. You're going to get the names of artists, you're going to get writers, you're going to get producers. Search those people. So what that's going to do is pull up related people to those people. And now look into their catalogs. It's all about creating what I'm calling a branching technique. So it should look like a family tree. Like if you start with one artist, you never know where you're gonna end up as you move through like different genres and also like different time periods. So that's definitely one thing. Always read your credits. Number 2, do not limit yourself genre-wise. It's cool that you want to dig up soul samples and you want to sample Marvin Gaye and Michael Jackson and Al Green. But soul samples have been used throughout, rap's history. And I'm primarily talking about hip hop producers right here. Like, there are a million genres of music I cannot stress that you can explore. You can touch on house music, you can look at funk, you can look at disco, you can look at rock and roll, you can check out country. You all see what's going on with this Lil Nas X stuff and all the country trap beats that's popping up. Like, don't be afraid to just sit and listen to something. Get outside yourself, get outside your comfort zone. You might find something that you really like, and also you can flip and turn and make yours, and maybe someone hasn't done it before. So always have an open mind when it comes to genres. Don't stick in one little box. So the third thing that you're going to want to look at are regions. And by regions, I mean regions of the world. Now, this is something I randomly thought of a few years ago, but by no means is it an original idea. All over the world, for all these years that people have been making music, people in other countries have also been making music too. If you like 70s funk, for example, put a country in your search with it. Look up Japanese funk, look up Brazilian funk, and it's just gonna open your mind to that same type of music essentially that's being played by people you would never think to search for, because it's like, well, I don't know any Japanese funk artists. So like YouTube does a really good job like putting these massive playlists together. Like if you just type in the genre of music, something will pop up. In regions, that's like a dirty secret like of sampling, and it's like you got to go around the world for literally each genre. Think of like jazz, for example. Million kinds of jazz, every country. In the end of this video, I'm gonna attach the latest thing that I did, which samples Ethiopian jazz. So it's gonna be something that I think you guys will enjoy, and also it'll just show you, whoa, if all I've been looking up is everything that's like in the United States domestically, for everyone that's here in America that's seeing this, think about the UK, think about Russia, think about Africa, think about China, think about Japan, as I mentioned, think about Vietnam. Like, all these people have been making all this music for all these years, and the music travels the world. Like, it'll just open your eyes to more what you already like. So highly recommend that. So number 4, this one is underrated right here. Talk to your parents or older siblings about songs that they liked once upon a time. They're bound to give you a few names of folks that just didn't transcend their time period. And usually those folks have something that slaps in their in their archive of music. And then you can essentially apply the branching technique from number 1 to this as well. And the key with a lot of these things in the videos is like blending them all together. So what if you do the branching technique of, an artist in Britain, and it's gonna just take you and create like all these pipelines essentially of music you can always go back to and look for. Like when I'm sample digging, I'm like, man, I don't have to look up 60s Motown. I don't have to start there. I can pretty much, and the more you dig and all that, you'll know who to look for, you'll see the artwork, and it'll create a mental pipeline that'll just expand your reach. So you want to try to blend these things together as much as possible, but definitely talk to your parents, because they were listening to something and the people before them were listening to something, and they'll put you on. Trust me, it's happened. So number 5 on our list, and this is something that I kind of recently brought into my technique, is something that Mass Appeal does, the media company. If you just type it in on YouTube, they do something called Rhythm Roulette, where producers, they walk in record stores blindfolded and pick random records, and you'll have to see if you think it's a randomized process, but I'll take them for their word on it. So they grab those 3 random songs and they have to make beats sampling them. Like, so sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works really well. So what I recommend for you guys, and if you don't have a record player, because I know I don't, have your friend just send you 3 random YouTube links and be like, hey, can you send me just like 3 songs, like from old songs, like whatever, the 1980s, the 1970s, the 1960s. Have them send you whatever, and then see what you can do with those. Is going to remove the preconceived notions of that. You'll also be able to apply the branching technique to this stuff and just dive into more music. So that's one thing that for me has like been just a cool like kind of tool that I can add when I feel like I've exhausted like looking up all the different regions and everything. It's like, all right, let's just go completely random. How about that? So definitely like source amongst your friends and people close to you that would do things for you. Find other music producers to do it with, and make it a game, make it a challenge like that. Anybody in the comments, if you want to do Rhythm Roulette with me, more than happy to compete with you on that. So up next, number 6, unless you've spotted gold in the first 10 seconds, which does happen, listen to the entire song as much as you can. You might be able to grab multiple parts for different beats or even the same one and really like get the most out of that song, because you would just hate to use one part of the song and then you like turn on the radio one day and someone sampled the other part, and you could have got that placement, or you could have got that beat somewhere, or you could have used the beat yourself, and you'll just be kicking yourself. So always try to listen to the whole song. I know you guys, like producers, have and myself also have a tendency to want to get through it as quick as possible. I'm not immune from skipping this stuff, but as much as I can, I try to listen to the whole track, and it just kind of gives you a little bit more to listen to. Now, the more experience that you get doing this, if you're a beginner, you'll be able to know when something's coming and when it's not, but you can never be sure. So it's a delicate balance that you're gonna have to find amongst yourselves, and I'm always here to help you guys with that. So our final one, number 7, trust your instincts. If it's a loop you want, sample it. If you want to chop it all the way, flip it up, reverse it like Missy Elliott, do it. Only you will know what you can do with something. So 2 people can get the same sample and hear completely different things. Trust yourself. And what I think about the whole thing with sampling and looping and chopping, like whatever is best for the song. I don't care that someone loops the first 4 bars of something, and if it's good, it's good. I don't have those type of qualifications that I put on music. It's like, all right, well, did someone buy it, for one, or did someone make a success out of it, or did they make a hot beat? Those are the 3 things that we're trying for. Like the whole thing, it's cool to want to chop samples up and everything. I have no ill will towards that. That's a whole art in itself. But what we're talking about is music for other people to easily digest, and if that loop is recognizable, or you think it will be recognizable, and it has like a certain value the way it is, leave it that way. What's wrong with that? Run it out there. So like the more you apply like the previous 6 steps, you should feel your sample aptitude expanding. There's no guarantees. I don't offer any of those and all that, but just try it and let me know if it works for you. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comment section. How we're going to end this video is, as I mentioned, with my most recent sample beat, that I made where I sampled some Ethiopian jazz. Unfortunately, I will not reveal who I sampled, so you're gonna have to go do that legwork. So we're going to end it off there. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit me with a like and hit the bell for all the notifications. And thank you guys for rocking with me here today on the first edition of the Sauce Shop. Peace.